Hey guys. All right. Hold on. I need Sam to turn off his volume. Sam's going to be monitoring the chat as we go through. So if you have any questions, you can put them there or you can chime in. That's fine. We'll pause periodically if you have any questions and we can answer them as well. So we're going to try to move through this as quickly as possible. I did send out an email. If you are part of the medical staff, you do not need to participate in this. So I appreciate you signing on, but you will get briefed with Dr. Haley Queller the morning you guys arrive. So whether it's Saturday or Sunday, whatever your schedule is, she will do a briefing with you guys that morning to go over what you guys need. So if you are here and you want to stay, great. Otherwise, feel free to sign off. For everyone else, thank you guys for joining us. So we do this every time because it makes life easier that morning and kind of gives you guys a better idea of how we work if you haven't worked with us before. So here's some general information, the address for the event. There's a ton of parking, no charge for that. We are going to be inside the main entrance for athlete check-in, for spectator tickets. I have a map on the next page to show you where that's going to be. This has athletes, but you guys, athletes, are welcome to hang out outside the facility, but we can't just leave anything. It's a college campus. They don't want anything like tents or anything being set up on the lawns out there. If your friends or family want spectator tickets, they are available via Conquest until Wednesday night. And then after that, the pre-sale is going to be closed and they're only available at the front door. So this is a map. You guys can Google this map. It's easy to find, but the arrow is like the main parking lot. The circle is the main entrance. So even if you come in a different entrance, it's a big loop around. You're just going to look for the giant building that says Suffolk Federal Credit Union Arena. You're going to park in front of that. And you'll come in the main entrance. If you happen to walk in a different door, the hallways in this building surround the arena. So just keep walking in a circle and eventually you will find us. So here's the weekend schedule for you guys. This is being recorded and I'm going to send this out. I believe I already sent some of this information to you guys anyway in the email, so you should have it. Friday from 4 to 6:30 p.m. we are doing early check-in for everyone, athletes, spectators. If you pre-purchased or you want to pre-purchase tickets, staff, you guys can all check in Friday. We're encouraging it. We have your t-shirts, swag bags, and all that good stuff. It helps kind of spread out the large amount of traffic we're going to have on Saturday. So if you're in the area and you want to come check in, that would be great. We'd appreciate it. We'll give you everything for your whole weekend, whether you're coming just Sunday or Saturday or both. You guys can all check in Friday. You also can come down. There's a 4:30 to 6 p.m. There is a community workout Christian Harris is hosting, free of charge, open to everyone. Just something fun inside the arena. We're trying to get a bunch of people together, have a great workout, and kind of kick off this this event weekend. There's Sam. Oh. We've been working on your
that's open
schedules.
to that's open to everyone. So please feel free to share with your community. It's gonna be a fun, very inclusive workout.
So then Saturday morning, we're 6:15. We're looking for some early staff arrivals. So if you are able to get to the venue Saturday by 6:15, we're looking for some volunteers to help start our athlete and staff check-in and our ticket sales. And that way I have a few minutes to prep you guys before and get you guys rolling before everything starts.
So if you can, you could just pop that in the chat, or you could text me or DM me if you find out later. I know Sarah Pearson. I know you said you can. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then 6:45 to 7 on Saturday, we need all of our staff to check in unless you're a PM only person, which I believe we have one person who's PM only. We're going to have to talk to you just about your exact schedule.
At check-in, those that were able to volunteer in time for us to order, we were able to get you a pair of shoes. The shoes for the guys are, which color are the guys?
I think the orange.
I think that's orange, and then the girls are green. They're both very bright. I know sometimes people want to coordinate, but we do prefer you to wear, black pants if you can, or black shorts.
Your
And then
staff shirts, let me just chime in there. People always ask, your staff shirts are navy.
they're dark navy.
Yeah.
You'll also get a bag of goodies from a lot of our sponsors and stuff like that. So there's like a lot of LMNT, a lot of thumb tape, stuff like that. And then in each bag, we just kind of pulled names out of a hat or a bag, and we were able to give extra stuff to everyone. Some of the things are much bigger than the other ones, and so that's why we pulled the names out of the hat. And then some of the things are just
some extra
extra
goodies.
drinks,
Yeah.
extra, things that we could. So that was just another way that we tried to say thank you to you guys. So I hope you do appreciate it, and feel free to swap with your friends if you want. In that room where we're doing the staff check-in, it's like a lecture hall. That's going to be an area that's going to be closed off just for the staff. So we're going to have bagels and breakfast in there in the morning. That's a place you can, if you want to go away and kind of want some quiet time, that you can go there if you want to eat in there. And also at your own risk, you can leave your swag bags, which has your name on it, or some of your personal items.
Good.
I'm good. I'm good.
If you did not sign up in time to qualify for the sneakers, just give me your shoe size when you guys check in. If I am able to get you guys shoes from Reebok, I will, but I am not making any promises. But if you remember to give me your shoe size and I'm able to, then I'd be happy to do so. So 6:30 to 7:30, our athletes are starting to check in. Some of you are going to be assisting with that. It will be on your personal schedule. 6:30, our spectator sales are going to begin. Some of you will be assisting with that, which is on your schedule. And then 7:30 to 7:50, all staff are going to have a briefing with their department heads. Now, obviously, if your schedule has you assigned somewhere else, and there are a few of you, then that's where you have to be. But in general, a majority of staff are going to be at briefings, while we have a handful of people still helping with some of the logistics. 8 a.m., we're going to do an opening ceremony. And again, I want everyone there. We're gonna have a nice big opening ceremony. We want the staff there. There are a handful of people that are scheduled to be somewhere also. So unless your schedule says otherwise, please be at the competition floor for the opening ceremonies at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, so what we're doing there is, like Kelly said, unless you're like working the door or something like that, we really want everyone from the staff to actually be on the competition floor. It's the first time we've done it like this. We would like all the staff there to be recognized, kind of shoulder to shoulder, all judges, all pit crew, anyone. And then we're going to be bringing in the Hofstra Army ROTC to present the colors, and one of our staff members, who's not here right now, is singing the national anthem for us. So that it's a nice treat. So we really want to do that right. So thank you.
All right. So then 8:30, all the workouts begin. So everyone's going to be assigned to where they have to be. 5:15 is the end of the day. I believe the workouts are scheduled roughly to end around 4:15. Don't hold me to that. I don't have it in front of me at the moment, but we have the staff is scheduled till 5:15. Obviously, if you have to leave and you have somewhere to go, you're free to do so. But we really do need all hands on deck for a little while just to finish turning over the room to get ready for the next morning. By doing this, we allow us to come a little bit later the next day. Sunday, again, I could use a few volunteers at 6:45. So we have a little bit later of a start, 6:45 for early staff arrival. And this is just going to help I get a couple of people at those ticket sales table for anyone who comes for spectator tickets. Hold on. Sorry, Sam needs me to look at the chat.
I'm not getting that shot.
Oh, all right. If you're medical, Haley just put her phone number in the chat. And I also emailed that out to you guys. Lindsay said she can help early on Saturday, 6 to 8 a.m. All right. Thank you, Lindsay. All right. 7 a.m. doors are going to open. Ticket sales begin. 7 o'clock, all staff. I need you guys there at 7, because starting at 7:15, you're going to be briefed with your department heads and your schedule is going to start. 8 a.m. workouts begin. Closing ceremonies and podium are going to start at 4, and we're going to start cleanup at 4:30. So again, I am requesting that, it's not written on here, but I am requesting everybody to stay until 5:30. I mean, we probably won't be done cleaning up by 5:30. So if you want to stay later, then that's appreciated. But if everybody can hang for, half hour after the event, we usually get cleaned up really quickly when we have this many hands on deck. So that would be appreciated. So again, this is all general information. There is a locker room, but you need to bring your own lock. So like Sam said, you guys will have an athlete lounge. It is not secured, but our ticket sales table is going to be right near there. So obviously there will be some eyes on it, making sure nobody's kind of wandering in there. But again, it's, not fully secured. So if you have anything you want to lock up, then bring a lock for the locker rooms.
If you get waters and stuff like that, they'll be in that staff area, waters, some snacks.
Right. It's not written on here. Staff is being provided lunch by Swole House Meals all weekend. There will be coupons for you guys to present to Swole House, one for Saturday, one for Sunday. They are instructed to only give the free meal if you have the coupon and you're wearing a staff shirt. So please, you know, they are giving out expensive free meals, so please don't hand out your coupons to other people. It's really just for you guys. And then the lounges is not for you. That was from the athletes. I apologize. All right, so Sam and I, obviously, they're event directors. Dr. Haley Queller, if you've competed with us before, you know her as our head judge, but this year she is, as she says, being repurposed, and she is now the director of our medical team. We have Manny Woodruff, who is an experienced judge who is stepping in as a head judge in Haley's place. He is from the AFJ. If you guys are not familiar with them, they are a group of people who are working together to try and, I guess, bring higher level judges and professionalism to the sport. And then Deb, I don't know if she's on here or not. She's not on here now. She's going to be in charge of our vendors. And actually what's not written on here is she's going to be your first line of defense at ticket sales. So if there's any issues at the ticket sales table, you know, your first go-to is going to be Deb for any spectator issues. And then obviously Sam and I, if you need anything. So different roles that you guys may see on your schedule. We have the athlete check-in, front door ticket sales, which is going to be selling spectator tickets. The facility management, you'll see it as door monitors. So we have 2 doors that get into the actual arena that we need monitoring throughout the day to make sure people are coming and going with bracelets. And then there's the athlete warm-up area. So that's going to be like a door monitor, we call it. We have judges, pit crews, we have our onboarders or our check-in staff, and we're going to have scoring, which is actually going to be run by Brian from Conquest Events. So he's going to be in charge of our scoring. He's coming down to do that. Your schedules were mailed to you literally like 10 minutes before this meeting, which is why we came on so frazzled. So print these schedules. You'll see there's 2 attachments to the email. One says, I think staff assignments. You'll have to just scroll through each page and find your name, and that will be your schedule. It's broken. I just want to make this part clear. It is broken down to like the minute. So you might see something that says 9:27. We tend to run very on time, but obviously a minute or two, you know, just make, you know, logical decisions with your schedule. Nobody is switching roles. So you're not going to be a pit crew and have to leave halfway through a heat. You're not going to be a judge and have to leave in the middle of, let's say, the RX team's division. You know, you're going to be at your post for pretty much the whole division. I mean, the whole division, unless there's like a big note stating otherwise. If there's any changes to those schedules I've emailed out, then we will update you when you guys show up that morning. Obviously, things do sometimes run late. So in most situations, please do not leave your post to go to the next scheduled post until the next person arrives to relieve you. So just kind of like a glossary of what you're going to see on your schedule. If you're a judge, you're going to have your lane assignments listed and you're going to be a judge. If it says spotter, you're going to be acting as a secondary judge for certain workouts. So some workouts, for example, the shuttle run workout, we don't want the judges having to run up and down the competition floor to spot both sides of that shuttle run. So the judge is the judge of the workout. The spotter is going to stand at one end of that shuttle run, and their only job is going to be to make sure that the line is crossed and that the standard is met on the far side, so the judge doesn't have to leave.
Or another example is for the DT workout event 4, we have a pair on the synchro barbells while another pair is on the ergs. The spotter would be standing next to the ergs, making sure the athletes hit their designated calories. So the judging responsibilities is a little bit less, but still very important.
And it's going to be your job to communicate with your partner judge to kind of sort out how you guys would like to communicate with each other.
This is a good opportunity for some of our volunteer judges to work with the AFJ, very, very experienced judges. Some of these judges have judged at the CrossFit Games, at Wodapalooza. Actually, most of them have. And that role of judge and spotter will switch at times. So that way, these judges that are volunteering with us can get some experience. So I would like you guys to work closely together to watch and learn and kind of see how they do it, because the AFJ judges have a way of moving and being very professional about it.
Is that good for Pit Assist? Okay.
So
Pit
we just did spotter. You
Oh,
did-
spotter, I'm sorry. So if you are listed as a pit/assist, you will have an assigned lane. This is specifically for workout 2. So for workout 2, which is our lifting workout, there's going to be big flip scorecards. So your responsibility is going to be flipping the cards to match what the athlete says is on the bar. So they're going to declare their weight. You're just going to flip the card. The judge is going to be responsible for ensuring that the weight on the bar matches what they say. Obviously, whatever they lift that's on the bar is what matters, what counts. The scorecards are secondary. So we're not going to delay a lift or get in the way to flip the cards. They're just for the spectators. So, like I said, you guys just are secondary to everything else, but it's nice to have them. And again, it's going to be between you and your judge on communicating how you guys want to work. And then when in between divisions and heat, you're going to be the pit crew and start to reset that platform and helping other platforms if they're a little slower than you. We have very quick turnover times, so it's kind of all hands on deck. Pit crew for all the other workouts, and if we have some extra pit crew for that, you're responsible for resetting the stations between heats, wiping anything down, changing equipments between divisions if there's a weight change. During the workout, you guys are just going to be on the sidelines and you have to be ready for a quick turnover. We're not lounging around, laying down, wandering around or on our phones, that we need a quick turnover on that. And we'll have some cheat sheets available. So if the workout's changing, you guys will know exactly where to put everything and what weights and stuff are needed for each division. So that'll help you guys there. Ticket sales, if you are working the ticket sales door, and you guys are moving around a lot, so even if you signed up as a judge, you may help us out in one of these. So you can have them pre-purchased or they're going to be at the door. If someone pre-purchased their tickets, it's going to be a list. You just have to check them off and give them a bracelet. If they're purchasing, then they're going to just pay and get their bracelets. Remind them spectators must wear their bracelet. Good for the entire weekend. So if they take it off after Saturday and they come back on Sunday, they have to pay for a new one. Even if they were on the list and their name was checked off as having received a bracelet, they also still need to pay for a new one. We can't have people, we can't take people on their word unless they're showing us an ID both times, which we're not doing. And we're telling them that as we give them their bracelets. We're accepting cash and charge. And if someone shows a student ID for Suffolk Community College, then they are going to receive a discounted rate. Children under 10 are free. Obviously, we're not looking for birth certificates, but we will be reasonable with that. Use your best judgment. Athlete check-in. We're encouraging the whole team to be present at check-in, but at our athlete meeting, we decided to be a little loose with this. But if one person is checking in on behalf of the whole team, they are taking everything, all the shirts, the swag bag, and all the bracelets for their team. Their team sign as well. I don't want to deal with, 300 people checking in individually. It's too much. Shirt sizes may not be exchanged. Whatever is on that list is what they get. They beg and plead that's what they get. Let's remind them they must wear their bracelets for the whole weekend. That gives them access to the athlete only areas. We're going to remind them that they purchased a photo package. They're going to visit Will inside if they ask about that. And we sold athlete lounges. If people ask you guys about that, I'm going to have a list of their room numbers, but they should know that already. Now it doesn't want to do that. I apologize. Door monitoring. There's 2 doors. Like I said, it's listed on your schedule as main door, which is the front lobby. And we called it pool door, but it's actually not the door to the pool. It should have been written more clear, but it's basically the back door to the arena. And we'll show you guys where that is. And those are our 2 doors that need to be monitored. And let's see, no one's allowed in without a bracelet. Obviously, I don't expect you guys to fight with anyone, but if there is an issue, please let us know or Deb know immediately. We need to charge spectators. It's non-negotiable. I know people are asking a lot if their coaches are free or if this one's free or that one's free. Everyone who's entering that arena, unless you are a vendor, a volunteer, or an athlete, needs to buy a spectator ticket.
And the reason for that, not that you care, but the cost of running this event is astronomical from incurred janitor, securities, I mean, everything so it really goes to all of that.
So if anyone tries to come in, you guys can just refer them to the ticket sales table. Any issues, you're just going to reach out to us. Locker rooms, we're trying to keep those for athletes and staff only. There are bathrooms in the locker rooms, but there are so many bathrooms that we don't need to refer people to those bathrooms. Warm-up area, we'll show you guys where that is as well, but that's an athlete-only area. It's behind the competition floor. We're going to have somebody monitoring that area as well. No coaches, no friends and family. We're keeping that area strictly for athletes only so they can come and go and warm up. It's a limited space, so we do not want crowding back there. Onboarders, I'm actually not going to go over this right now in detail because our onboarder is not here and she knows what she's doing. But in general, we have a check-in staff at the start of each workout. Teams are expected to check in 10 minutes before their heat, and the onboarder is going to get them all set up and ready to enter the competition floor. So for my judges, your athletes are going to wait until, you know, Manny gives the okay for the onboarder to allow the athletes onto the competition floor. And then the next group of athletes is going to corral back there. We do not wait for late athletes. That's important for you guys to know. So if you're expecting a team and they don't show up, that's, you guys are just going to wait. They wait off to the side and the event is going to continue. Before, I know I just said a lot. Before I continue, with any questions? Let me see the chat. I don't think there's any chat. Okay, you guys are fantastic. If you are judging, please review all the workout standards and be familiar with them prior to the event. Ask us questions. You can email us. Whatever you guys need, we will answer. We'll go through with it. Manny is going to be the head judge for the entire weekend. He's going to be available at all times, at all events, to answer questions during the event. And then Yumiris is going to also be his assistant, essentially. She is going to step in and do some judging herself, but she's going to be helping him out for most of the weekend as well. So between the two of them, if you have any questions about your judging or anything with those, you know, standards, you guys can definitely touch base with them. They should be able to answer all your questions. Scoring. So scorecards are going to be handed out by Manny at the end of each division. If he's going to change that, this is what I usually do. He'll let you know at the briefing. Just make sure your name is on all scorecards. Please print neatly. The athletes must sign as soon as they finish before leaving the lane. We require one athlete to sign the scorecard. And I told the athletes at their meeting, as I always do, if they feel like they are dead and they can't see straight and they can't breathe, wave the judge off and have somebody else sign, because whatever they sign is the final scorecard. And I've had people tell me, well, I wasn't really conscious when I signed it. Well, you still signed it. That's all we can kind of go on. So one person needs to sign. The scorecards are going to be held on to you guys until the division's done, and then Manny will collect them and hand out the new ones. I have them color coded. So if you look over to the judge next to you and you have a purple scorecard and they have a blue, then something's wrong. They're color coded by division. So that way we ensure that you guys all have the correct scorecards, because the workouts are different. You guys are all going to have a stopwatch in case of a clock malfunction. Please use it for every workout. It is there for a reason. No reps, please call them loud and confidently. Manny, Yumiris, Sam, and I, all of us will have your back with the judging. Our judging needs to be consistent across the board.
One thing I've noticed, one thing I've noticed with judging is that if you think it's a no rep, just call it. And if you call it loud and confidently, 99% of these athletes know how to correct their form. So a lot of people will walk that thin line to try to find what they can get away with. And if you're like, yeah, I don't think he's getting all the way down, just call it. And I promise you that they'll stop. Go ahead.
Jonathan asked in the chat if there's a microwave for staff to use. So there are microwaves at our food vendors. They're going to be using that to heat up food and stuff. So I'm sure they will let you use it if you ask. I can't guarantee that, but I'm sure they will. We don't have a microwave in the staff room. It's a classroom. We just don't have that set up. We are, like I said, we are going to provide bagels for Saturday morning. And then there's the Swole House meals that are complimentary, one each day. And there are other food vendors there as well, if you guys want to purchase additional meals. Someone asked approximately how many athletes and spectators will be at the event. So we have about, I think with the dropouts, we're at about 275-ish registered athletes. We had a bunch of withdrawals over the last couple of weeks. And spectators are unknown until the day of. We're guesstimating a minimum of 300, but that's kind of where we're at. Okay,
So, and then, so with the judging, like it says there, just to highlight that, what we're looking for is, you don't want to be the strict judge and you don't want to be the most lenient judge. You kind of want to look around and kind of gauge as you go. And from heat to heat, you can ask your judges to the left and right, were you calling this, were you calling that? We look for consistency, because when someone sticks out, it is very obvious from the spectators or the judge's standpoint. So uniform work is really important here.
and you'll have the two, yeah, Manny and Yamiris coming to you guys and maybe giving you guys some feedback and things like that. That's what they're there for. So don't take it
Yeah,
personally.
don't take it personally. I mean, they're really, I've watched them judge many times. A lot of these people judge a lot. And, this is an excellent opportunity to work with some people that have been doing this for a long time. So just use that as constructive.
This is just an example of two of the scorecards, just so you kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. Obviously, they are all slightly different based on the workout, but this will give you a general idea of what to expect that day. So I am going to go through the rule books. So I don't want to go through every workout and every standard, but what I do want to do is show you guys that when you go to our website, fftfcompetitions.com, and you click on workout, I don't think you guys can see me. I'm sorry. Stand by. I forgot that it turns it off. Here. All right. I think you guys can see me. All right. When you click on workouts, you're going to see these two bubbles. So this is the rule book for the team of 4 and the same sex pair. So if you click on that, it'll open up. Hopefully, especially if you are judging, you guys are familiar with these. Sam, do you want to just do a quicker run through this and then stop us if you guys have any questions, especially if you've looked at it before, but we're not going to go through each and every
What do you want me to do? Highlight points of emphasis?
Yeah, the workout flow and how it's going to go, I think.
Okay, so for the flow of this workout, this is the Elite and RX for the pool. So we made some changes to this workout. The athletes will did they start in the pool? We made some changes. So.
It's been a long week, guys. No, so everybody has to start outside the pool.
Okay, so there's no diving in the pool. What we changed on this workout is only one athlete swims at a time. They can change during the 100-meter swim after the first 50 meters is completed, or that same person can complete all 100. They can't switch until one person finishes the first part. And yeah, what else am I gonna highlight?
So we're gonna have spotters here as well, just on the far end of the pool, making sure that they touch before they turn around. And then there's details. If you look at the workout flow for each of these workouts, this kind of gives you a general idea of how to expect the workout to look. So non-working athlete may wait in the pool or at the dumbbells while their partner is finishing the swim. As soon as the swimmer touches the wall on their last lap, the other partner can begin their dumbbell work. They don't need to get out of the pool first. You're going to do the dumbbells, but nobody can enter the water for the final swim until the last rep of the shoulder to overhead is completed. Then one athlete is going to do their last 50-meter swim. So the swim is 25 down, 25 back. So 50 total meters. And then once the male swimmer has reached the wall on their final rep, then the female athlete is going to be able to enter the pool and start. So nobody is entering the pool until they're ready to swim. The standards are all here. I really don't want to waste all of your time going over everything. The biggest point of emphasis I want to make on this is this bolded area down here. We have athletes with no shoes on. We are inside. We never allow dumbbells being dropped, but especially here, we have emphasized this with the athletes as well. So what the dumbbell has to be placed on the floor when they're done or switching between partners. They cannot drop it at all. I don't care if it's from their knee. They cannot drop the dumbbell. It's an automatic 10 rep penalty, which means they have to complete an additional 10 reps before moving on. It's not a penalty that's going to be added to their score. So for my judges, if anyone drops a dumbbell, 10 more reps. If they had 20 reps left, they now have 30 reps left. Any questions on the swimming workout? Like I said, I'm not going to go through every detail because I know you guys can read this on your own. Okay. So this is all, just so you guys know, this is just the teams of 4 that we're going through right now. Scaled is not in the pool. So this is the shuttle run workout where we said we are going to have spotters. So something I want to point out is the 1 rep is 40 feet down and 40 feet back. The tricky part here, I just want to point out for you guys, is it's a burpee shuttle run. So 3, 2, 1, go. Your male pair is going to go and start their burpee shuttle runs. They do not need to do a burpee before that first line on their first rep. So they can run right through that first line, go down 40, but now they're going to have to do their burpee at the far end, come back, do their burpee, go back, do their burpee. They're doing it at both sides, but on their last rep, they can run right through, just like they started running through. They're going to do a burpee at the far end and run right through that last line. So they don't need burpees to start that, let's say 10, or to end that 10, and they don't need burpees to start or end that 5. I hope that makes sense. We are having them cross the finish lines. So, and we're making sure that there is a tag out. So the male have to tag in their female partners when they are done. So there is a tag out, and that's for the judges. So you guys don't have to try to monitor more than one pair at a time. Any questions on that? Like I said, those were just my points of emphasis. Questions on workout 2?
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. So this workout, I'm not going to go over this in detail for the pairs either. It's pretty much the same workout. The time domain is just different. This is our lifting complex. So we are going to alternate. It's going to start with our females. So I have from 0 to 1 to perform my complex. My partner has from 1 to 2, and we go back and forth. We each get 2 lifts. We can have as many attempts as we want in our minute. That is fine. But the entire complex has to be completed before the buzzer. So if I haven't completed the complex and the clock beeps, it doesn't count. So in this one, we're going to have those hit assists. You guys are going to be flipping the scorecards. So we talked to you guys about that already. There's a mandatory 1-minute transition where they are going to get the female barbells off the floor and the male barbells onto the floor. This is all being done by the athletes. They can have help from their partners, or the females can have help from the males, and vice versa when switching weights, but the judges are not to do any of it, or the pit crew or assist.
The points of emphasis on this is that we want the lifting athlete to declare their lift to their judge.
It is not a requirement. They will not be no repped for not doing so.
The clips
Must be on the bar.
clips must be on the bar.
The men's bar, excuse me, the men's bar, when they're switching, may not be loaded before that 4-minute mark. So while the women are lifting, the men's bar is behind them empty. They cannot load that bar until that rest period.
And we're also going to look for full extension on that overhead squat. If they do no rep that overhead squat part of the complex, they are allowed to attempt that again as long as the barbell hasn't been dropped. We're also looking to avoid and call a no rep if someone really, I had a video I was going to put up, if someone really loads up in the hip. So they come down from their hang snatch, the barbell comes to their hip crease, and they really go into bending of their hip so they can reload their grip and almost rest the bar in that hip crease, that bent hip crease. That is a no rep, and that's explained in the rules, but I will put up that video.
All right. Any questions on workout 2? And I'm not going to waste your time going over this with the pairs because it's the same exact workout, just a different time domain. You guys are good. All right. Event 3. This is going to be our first worm workout of the weekend. It is similar through all the divisions. The difference here is we have scaled as doing squats, and then the reps for elite and RX are going to be different. So we're doing synchro pull-ups, and then or chest to bar, I'm sorry. And then they are going to go do their worm movement.
The elite and RX are doing thrusters. The scale team is doing squats. What we're looking for is the team to be moving in unison, but most important that the team is at the squat position for both of those movements at the same time. If the elite and the RX teams do not complete the movement overhead at the same time, so someone's lagged behind, they got stuck, that immediately becomes a no rep.
They do not need to repeat the movement on the same side. They can start at whatever side they want to start the next rep. They are moving their entire worm during this workout. So after each round, they are going to progress their worm to another designated box that's going to be taped out on the floor. We're not switching the order of the working pairs. So if Sam and I do our chest to bar first, we are doing our chest to bar first each round. So just different things to keep in mind. After the final worm movement, they can just run to the finish line. They don't need to advance the worm after the last round. Questions on this one? The synchro portion of the pull-ups and the chest to bar is basically just going to be at the top. With all all synchro movements, just in general, if you're not working in complete, synchronization throughout the whole movement, it's really just, if I get to the pull-up before Sam, I have to wait there. As long as we hit the pull-up at the same time at some point, then we're fine.
Yep, good point.
Okay. Anything else on that workout for you guys? Any questions? There's information on how they have to progress the worm here that you guys can take a look at.
Yeah, we're not going into great detail because you guys can read.
Yes. All right. So this one is the DT workout. This is where we have 2 simultaneous working pairs. So we're going to have a spotter, 5 rounds. So this is important to note. If Sam and I are pair A and we're doing DT and we have our other pair on the erg machines, we have to complete our work. They have to complete their work. And then we are switching. Sam and I now have to move to the ergs. After we've completed both sections, that's 1 round.
And it is pair B's responsibility to advance the barbell.
So pair B is ending on the DT. They have to progress the barbells when they are done and set it up for the next round, which is going to be started by pair A, and they're going to be progressing it after each round. Here's DT over here. Our spotters, you guys are spotting for calories. You can definitely, I'll have some note paper there for you guys in case they cap out on the bike and rower. We are not accepting rollover calories. So for my spotters, this is going to be the tricky part for you guys, is if they're looking like they're going to time cap while they're on the ergs, you have to try to simultaneously catch both calories and write them down. And you're going to pass that information to your judge so they can do the final score. So that's really where you guys have to pay extra close attention. We don't want to give them any extra rollover calories. I think that's pretty much it there. Questions on this workout? All right. You guys are good. All right. Event 5 for teams. So this is our second workout on day 2. So this one was something that we modified as well. So I just want to take an extra minute to go over this. For our elite teams, I do have to go through them separately for a moment. For elite, they are having a 50-foot unbroken team handstand walk times 2. So it's 100 feet total buy-in essentially. So the way this is going to work for elite is they have to do 50 unbroken feet of handstand walks. We can't. So I'm going to kick up to go and do my 50-foot handstand walk. My part. You want to, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to trip on my words, guys. Sorry.
So there'll be a judge and there'll be a spotter for this. The judge will be at the beginning of it and the spotter will be at the end of it. That way the judge is closer to the worm. The judge will be there to make sure that when they kick up for the first one, their hands are behind. And then their spotter will be at the end to make sure that they complete the handstand walk by crossing that line. If an athlete comes down at any time during that 50-foot, they'll just come back to the beginning and start theirs over. So it's very easy to judge. You don't need to follow them across the floor. They can kick up in any order. They could all be going at the same time because we'll have someone at the end and we'll have someone at the beginning.
They just cannot be walking next to each other. They have to go one behind the other, but there is no rule on what order they have to go in. The only rule there is
they can't come back until all 4 are down.
Right. They have to all have to finish 50 before they do the 50 back. Once that's finished, they're going to go into their worm movements and they're going to progress the worm after each round.
So after the burpees are completed, they're going to pick up the worm, they're going to move the worm, drop the worm, and then start their worm clean and jerks.
Right. One question the athletes asked that I want to clarify for you guys as well. is it's a weird transition. They're gonna do worm clean and jerks. The worm's gonna be on the ground. They have to do their burpees. And now they have to pick up the worm again.
I literally just.
I'm just pointing this out
Okay.
though, to progress it forward. But once they get that new box, they can't start with the worm on their shoulder with the clean and jerks. Someone asked that, can I carry it in a deadlift to the next box and do a clean from there? The answer was no, you have to drop it to the floor first. Somebody asked that at the
I
athlete
literally
meeting.
just said that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, it's been a long week.
Points of
RX
emphasis on this is make sure that they do progress past that line. We'll have that marked for you guys. Make sure they stay in their section and in their lane. So these worms have a tendency to roll laterally. So if their feet are leaving the lane or the worm is leaving the lane, those reps don't count because they're in someone else's lane, and that's a safety issue as well. So those do not count.
You have to go over the RX
Yep.
handstand walks.
So the RX version, the handstand walks, this one was changed. So what will need to be completed as a team is 4 25-foot handstand walks. So this can be completed by any team member. It can be completed by only one team member could do all of them, or only 2 team members can do them, but they have to do them in sections of 25 feet. Of course, they can continue to go. The same member can go and do 50 if they want. They are instructed that there will not be a spotter on this. So if the person going happens to fall, the judge is responsible to turn their head and look back and see the next person kick up. It is the athlete's responsibility to make sure that the judge is able to see them kick up. If you're all the way at the end, they just tripped up before they just fell before the end of their handstand walk, and you turn around and they're already walking, you're going to call that a no rep because you could not see them kick up. And they had been instructed about that.
All right.
That's clear, right?
Yep. At any point after 25 feet, you can come down and you can go up again, or any person can jump in. So. Okay. Questions on that? Sorry, my brain's broken, guys. All right. The finals.
The final is a 16-minute cap for everyone. It's a you go, I go kind of scenario. So the male-female partner A will start. The male-female partner B will be behind the start line. We're looking for synchronized dumbbell snatches into box jump overs while one partner hangs. The keynote here is that only one partner needs to do the box jumps. It wouldn't make sense for them to switch, but they can. And that goes throughout both rounds of each round and the entire workout. So there's no minimum requirement for one partner to do that.
So as a judge, just make sure, be mindful that when you're judging the box jumps, you have that partner hang kind of somewhat in your line of sight. So you can be mindful if they drop, the box jumps don't.
Yeah, you'll be looking at the rig through the box. And then what we're looking at for the synchronized dumbbell snatches is that they are synchronized at the top of the snatch. We don't care if they're on the same arms together. If there's a no rep, we don't care if they go if they don't have to switch back to the no rep arm. They can just continue working. And then this continues as a you go, I go. What changes is the synchronized dumbbell snatch rep goes down. The male-female partner B, again, just like event 4, will be the ones to progress the dumbbell up to show round 1, round 2, and then round 3, and then to finish. And once the last partner is finished on round 3, there's no tag required. They'll all cross the finish line. The score is when all the teammates have crossed the finish line. That's for all the workouts.
Okay, so everything is here. Any questions on these or any of our team's workouts? Oh, you guys are good. All right.
Go through the rest.
So we're going to go through the other one fairly quickly too. So if you go here, it's same-sex pairs. What? We have to. They're judging all of it.
They can read this.
I apologize, guys. So we won't go through this one. A lot of it is duplicated. So these are the pairs. So synchro burpee shuttle runs. I mean, yeah. So same thing as the other ones. Again, I really hope you guys read through this because we do have a lot of detail in here. Snatch complex, I told you the only difference is they're actually getting 3 attempts instead of 2, but it is just a different time domain. On here, there will be no secondary bar because it's same-sex pairs, same exact complex, same standards.
This is very straightforward. One partner goes and They will stand next to each other while one partner finishes.
This was a change to the rule book, Manny. I know you were asking for those specific
So,
changes.
so this was the change. We briefed them on this. So I'm partner A. I finished my chest to bar pull-ups. Kelly's partner B, and she's right next to me. I drop, I tag her, she can go. The tag can happen anywhere, so you don't have to. We eliminated this back and forth to the start area because it just ended up being a running workout. So she can be waiting at the box jumps, and I can run to her and tag, or she'd be waiting at my chest to bar pull-ups. So we're gonna trade every movement until a total of 6 rounds is completed. The movement standards for these are very straightforward, so we don't need to go over that. I just wanted to go over that part for the flow.
All right.
Workout 4 is very straightforward too. It's a 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, and then the partners are going to switch. One partner is going to be doing max calories on the bike erg. The other one's going to be doing an AMRAP of 5 hang power cleans, 5 front squats. This is definitely going to be one where you're going to want to watch for cheaters on the 5 hang power cleans and front squats, as if the weight is light for them, especially the scaled athletes. You'll see them short the reps on the front squat as well as hang power cleans, and you guys know what the standards are, and we can review them more that day too.
Right. This is also just a point of emphasis. This is not a complex. So they can drop the bar at any point during these 10 reps and just pick up and go, or more than 10 reps. Obviously it's an AMRAP, but they can pick up and go.
There is a start on that. There's no finish line on that, obviously.
All right. Workout 5.
And then so that there's a mandatory 1 minute break, and they all go back to the start line for that.
Okay.
Workout 5. This is a little bit longer of a grindier workout, so it's a 13-minute workout. What we're looking here is the same standard for the synchro alternating dumbbell snatches. Then the partners go into a 100-foot lunge movement, which they have to alternate every 25 feet. So they're going to bring the 2 dumbbells with them, do the movement, hit proper extension on the lunges, switching every 25 feet. A no rep that is called during one of the 25-foot segments means that athlete has to go back and start that 25-foot segment over, because 25 foot equals 1 rep. There's no advancing of the dumbbell on this. They're going to bring the dumbbell back to the same spot every time after they're done with their lunges.
Just one thing that we want to point out too, that on the last set of lunges, it's a single arm overhead. So one dumbbell is just going to be left behind in the area where they're doing their snatches. And they're going to pass back and forth the same dumbbell for the single arm. The other 2 have doubles. So that's just slightly different. And then they're going to finish with the snatches.
And then cross
the finish line.
All right, good.
Good.
Keep going.
And that's it. So lastly, before I just want to, any questions on the rule book before I close it out? Like I said, guys, please take the time to go through this. If there's anything that doesn't make sense, or we mess something up, or you want clarification, do not hesitate to email us. We are happy to answer any questions on that. And I promise I'm going to let you guys go soon. I'm going to send this out. This is what the floor looks like. So I'm not going to spend time or wasting your time on here. It's labeled at the top. You'll see what the lane setup is going to look like. And again, I told the athletes these exact measurements are not, they may change slightly, but just to get a general idea, this is for my pit crew. You will have this as well. You're going to see where everything is going to be set up. So when you have to turn the floor over, here is your model.
And the pit crew, you are going to have some help by me, and Haley's going to kind of jump in as possible, but we need you guys to be like super self-sufficient and kind of Johnny on the spot with this.
Yeah, especially with like weights and things like that. Judges, we're going to ask that obviously be mindful after the pit crew turns over for divisions. Just double check that the weights in your lane are correct, that there's no incorrect dumbbells or plates or bars. Help the pit crew out by just being there, double checks. So these are all the different lane setups of what you're going to see or what you're going to need to set up for each. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all of this. This is now pairs. You'll see there's different colors on the titles. You guys can go back through this video when I send you a link if you'd like and look at these. If you really want, I can email them to you, but I'm sure nobody wants that. These are just some things that have been updated on the rule book since we originally put it out. So,
you know, people ask about the heights of the bars. So there's going to be 2 pull-up bars. They're both going to be the same height. The athletes are required to use the one closest to the finish line, which is also the same one that's closest to the stands. They are also required to face the stands. And that's for pictures. It's also for the judges. They all get so it's a 91-inch pull-up bar. I don't care if you're 6'5" or if you're 4'11". Everyone uses the same pull-up bar. The assists that are provided for each lane is a 6-inch red mat. They will be at each lane before. They can use it. They can not use it. They can also boost their
Partners.
partner up. To be fair, I did these workouts with Haley, and she's very short. So we were able to do this just fine. But she's also very athletic. But she went to the games this year. All of the pull-up bars. So we're very strict on the no chalk, no tape on the
You
pull-up
can put
bars.
chalk on the pole.
I mean, I'm sorry, no wax and no tape on the pull-up bars. So I got over that, the swimming event. So it's really important that we more so for the athletes that we review the swimming modifications. And we will kind of be able to brief again that morning. That's something that we really have to make sure we have finely tuned.
Just so you know, these changes are currently on the rule book that's posted. But just in case you read the rule book, you know, previously, these are some things that have been
Right.
changed from the original.
We added that final in, and that was announced 2 weeks ago, but that's straightforward. For the burpees over the worm, two big
For
things
team of four.
that I've seen for the team. Well, yes, there's only a team of 4 doing burpees over the worm. They all must be facing forward. So some people I saw were turning and facing each other head to head. That's not allowed. There is no just note to yourself. I don't even know if it's in the rule book. People have asked if there's a requirement in regards to male female partner on the worm. There is no requirement. They can do whatever they want with that. And they must be parallel. So I would really, really like to be strict on the parallel part of the worm because I'm letting them jump over, step over however they want, but they have to be parallel to the worm. Pairs of 3 workout. We discussed that before. There is no tag in, tag out from the starting line, but there is a quick tag that could be performed anywhere at their discretion.
And that's just to help you guys as the judges so that nobody starts before you're ready. All right. Last, just things to come prepared. Lock for the locker room, workouts, standards, review those. Things that are not on here that I just wanted to point out to you guys. Any coolers or anything like that that you guys need for food or drinks that you're bringing, you guys must provide. We are going to have a big cooler in there with ice, but it's going to be like filled with drinks and stuff. I mean, you can feel free to add a couple of things in there, but it's then, you know, someone may take it.
Yeah, Soul House has got you guys covered for lunch. They're awesome.
Saturday bagels.
We should get bagels. Yeah, if there's bagel Saturday, maybe if there's any leftover Sunday, we have a place that's giving us some bagels.
And we'll have a bunch of drinks in there for you guys,
Yeah.
and we'll have some snacks, you know, like chips and granola bars and things like that for snacks.
And the greeneries there, they're not providing lunch, but they make excellent, very, very healthy, clean lunches. So smoothies,
Bowls.
salad bowls kind of stuff.
There's also, the venue has kind of like a little cafe. I mean, it's obviously like chicken fingers, French fries, maybe burgers, like that kind of stuff, but there is food available there. Like hot food if you guys want to do that as well. And I think that's everything.
Yeah, I mean, so thank you. I'm going to say thank you many times throughout the weekend. It's going to get annoying, but I'm going to continue to say it. We put hundreds of hours over the past year into this.
In the last
And
week.
I still don't even know why we do this, but we do it because we really, really do enjoy doing it. We do enjoy the community. We love the community. We honestly can't do this without you guys. So it is thank you. Everything that we can do for you guys, we want to, and we want to do more. We plan on doing this event again next year. We're going to change the format around a little bit. I think we're going to bring back the individuals. We'll still have teams. We may have the pairs, but we'll most likely each division will probably be competing for one day. So we want to try to create as many opportunities for people to compete as possible, different people to compete as possible. And we want to grow this thing out. So you guys are going to hopefully be very impressed with this venue. It's a very professional semifinal kind of feel. It has a ton of potential. There's other facilities there, like a track that they want us to use. The college has been great to us. So we need your help, and we couldn't have done this. So like, thank you ahead of time. You know, Haley, the people from the AFJ, all of our volunteers, there's been people that have been volunteering with us since our first one in 2020. So we must be doing something right. So that's really my spiel at the end.
The last thing I want to say, besides thank you, but Sam pretty much summed up all that, is like I said in the beginning, I sent you guys an email with the your individual schedules, and I was trying to see if I was able to share with you just an idea just to show you what it looked like. But I don't think it's going to work. I wanted to show you guys Let me see if I can do this real quick. I'm not going to go through all of it, obviously. So what I sent you was two things, just so you can kind of get an idea. So I'm going to open, let's just open.
We did this for the first
Anthony.
time ever, trying to make everyone a personalized schedule.
There's a lot of moving parts and you guys bounce a lot. So
Bad
just,
idea.
it was a bad idea, but I hope it helps you guys. So just for an example of what you're going to see, it's going to be a PDF in the email. You'll just scroll through the pages until you find your name, and here is your personal schedule. Like I said, just be mindful, you guys, like, so here it says for Anthony at 10:16 to 10:28, he's judging event 1, but I specified it's RX and elite teams. So he knows that if the timing is off and let's say it's scaled teams, it's not quite his turn yet. That's in, well, scaled teams wouldn't be in that one, but that was the example. Now, one thing I'm asking of you guys, if you can, it's asking a lot, is I also sent you a document that looks like this. It's, again, it's like this, but in PDF form. This will be the first page, and this will be the second page. And what you're going to do is you'll find names here. So at the top, event 1, floor A, here's the division and the time domain, and here's my judges. And if you look over, you see your lane. Here's my spotters, here's my pit. Ignore the colors. That just helped us kind of go through it. And then this is for the pool. And then you have event 2, event 3, and then the Sunday logistic crew with their times. If you happen to have the time and you can compare, you can print out your list and just compare it to this. We did a lot. It was a lot of moving. We had judges change schedules last minute. So we may have made some mistakes. I don't think we did, but if you notice anything, if you happen to be able to compare these two, please do. If you see anything that's not right, let us know right away and we will make adjustments. If anything changes to schedules, we will have a copy for you that morning.
And again,
There
you
was,
can come early Saturday morning, let us know.
yeah, if you can come early Saturday morning or even Sunday morning a little bit, that would be great. Please let us know. Friday night, we can use some check-in help too during those check-in hours that are listed at the beginning of the slideshow. So if you can do a Friday night support, that would be awesome. And then the last thing I wanted to ask is we have 2 people who did half days.
James and
Was it
Eduardo.
James and Eduardo. Are you guys on
You'll have
here?
to email them. I don't know if
They're not on here. Okay. All right. I was going to ask you guys just to stay back for a minute. All right. Anyone else, if you guys need anything, I'm going to stay on for an extra minute. So you guys are free to sign off. I know that was super quick and we spoke fast and my brain's a mess, but I appreciate you guys. So you guys are free to go. We look forward to seeing you this weekend, and message me if you need anything.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys coming. I'm going to hang in case you have questions, but you guys can go. Yep.